Apple last updated its entry-level iPhone in March 2022, adding a few nips and tucks here and there along with a quiet price increase. It kept the iPhone 8 design with its home button and small form factor that appeals to some, but the aging design and minimal upgrades meant the new iPhone SE was coolly received by the masses. The iPhone SE is in desperate need of a big upgrade, and if you're wondering, will there be a new iPhone SE? It looks like a new iPhone SE, maybe with a brand new name, will arrive in the spring of 2025. It looks like a release is imminent, with all the rumors and leaks indicating a launch in March or April 2025. This release date isn't a surprise. Apple's iPhone SE doesn't follow the same predictable annual release schedule as the standard iPhone line, and it doesn't tend to have its release party in September like that handset. There tends to be a much longer interval between updates too. But one thing seems sure, the iPhone SE tends to be updated in March or April. Here's when the three models released so far made their debut. The iPhone SE 3rd Gen came out in March 2022, the iPhone SE 2nd Gen debuted in April 2020, and the iPhone SE 1st Gen debuted in March 2016. While we assumed Apple would continue the iPhone SE for another generation, a rumor in January 2025 claims that Apple will introduce a new name, iPhone 16e. That name would align it with current generation and also could indicate an annual upgrade cycle. While the iPhone SE is Apple's cheapest phones, it's possible we could see pricing increase with the arrival of a new model. Pricing has steadily increased across the three existing generations, no doubt influenced by the global cost of components and distribution. When the iPhone SE 3rd generation was released, Apple added a chunk onto the cost, making the current model somewhat less desirable than previous iterations, especially when you factor in the measly amount of storage that comes with the baseline model. At launch, the prices were even higher in the UK, but in September 2023, after adjusting for inflation, Apple dropped the UK price back to match the US price. Apple did the same thing for prices in euros in September 2024. For the iPhone SE 3rd Gen 2022, the 64GB variant was priced at $429, the 128GB was $479, and the 256GB was $579. For the iPhone SE 2nd Gen in 2020, the 64GB was $399, the 128GB was $449, while the 256GB was $549. As for the iPhone SE 1st generation in 2016, the 32GB went for $399, while the 128GB went for $499. Higher component pricing and the effect of higher import duties is likely to lead to higher prices for consumers wishing to purchase the new iPhone SE. However, the iPhone SE needs to be inexpensive relative to other iPhones, and we'd be surprised to see the price increase too much with the next generation, even with several rumored upgrades. The latest rumors claim the 4th Gen iPhone SE could start at $499, still far less expensive than any other new iPhone Apple sells. However, with Apple tending to have a $100 jump between handsets, the iPhone 16 starting at $799 and the iPhone 15 at $699. If the iPhone SE replaces the iPhone 14 in the lineup, it could mean a $599 starting price. That's assuming that the new iPhone SE doesn't replace the iPhone 15 at a $699 starting price. Hopefully, Apple won't push up the price that much. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claims the next model is intended to help Apple compete with low-end Android phones in China, so a low price would be necessary to achieve this plan. Now, will the iPhone SE get a long overdue design revamp? Rumors suggest that we could see a move away from the iPhone 8 chassis to something more like modern iPhones with Face ID and a full-screen display. That could be good or bad news, depending on your viewpoint. Some people prefer the home button as a means to interact with their iPhone. For some older people and those who are less dexterous, it's helpful to have a physical button. No home button is likely to mean a notch, and that's a notch rather than the dynamic island. In terms of overall appearance, the iPhone SE would likely resemble the iPhone 14.